Greetings, adventurers. We have the Forgotten Realms Adventures in Fearun Dungeon Master expansion. Dungeon Master expansion. Well, what's that? So, previously in 5e, they've gotten a lot of criticism, sometimes from me, that most of their books are player focused and DMs don't have really a lot of resources that's aimed at helping them out. Okay? So there's been a perceived lack of DMs for the amount of players. And that's been kind of what's been blamed on it is, hey, they just want to churn out numbers of players, create players, and not really give the DM anything to work with. But hey, they're trying now. Good. Okay, so start off with a little intro in which they special thanks to Ed Greenwood and Jeff Grubb. Those guys have done some good work for a long time. Ed Greenwood's paintings are considered some of the best. I'm an Arrow Lotus fan, but hey, Greenwood stuff, pretty awesome. Jeff Grubb, he's written a lot. He's one of the names behind what's made D&D great over the years. Okay. Anywho, introduction. A world of adventure. Cool. Heroic fantasy adventure, right? So, chapter 1, Running the Realms. They're trying to talk about creating epic fantasy, giving you some generic DM advice. There's a list of suggested resources, all of which are 5e books because, well, they're going to want you to buy what they're selling, and what they're selling is 5e. Okay. There's a lot of good older edition stuff that you can use to run those editions or help you run a 5e game or a Castles and Crusades game or anything else. Just saying, some of it's not edition specific. But anyway, chapter 2, the Dale Lands. So, we are describing the various locations, the Dales Council. So you're thinking, okay, that's kind of a blank. Here's the setting. But are they helping you run the setting? Well, let me flip back to page 83. We have dozens of pages per chapter. So they are actually putting some effort into it. And of course, some pretty little maps here and there. So, chapter 82, A Dale Lands Arc. The adventurers' rise to fame in the Dale Lands might follow this broad outline. Levels 1 through 4, you come together at an inn, and you're hired to recover book from the Lost Library. Used Lost Library in chapter 7. Your success on this quest brings you to the attention of Lady Sulwood, who sends them on the adventure, the Tomb of Damara, in this chapter. Levels 5 through 10. Now proven heroes, the party is asked to return prosperity and hope to Freedale. You can use Restoring Freedale in this chapter. The characters become the rulers of Freedale, with one character sitting on the Dales Council. And they're talking about how going back and forth, you might recover the legendary Sword of the Dales, which I assume is in the setting specifics magic item. Or setting specific magic items. Pluralization matters, I guess. How you do it, right? And the very next page, Moander, God of Rot. They describe how you could do a level 1 through 20 arc campaign. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4 different outlines, essentially, of how you can get from point A to point D and run these characters up some levels with various adventures. Without reading the whole thing out loud to you, because this isn't entirely story time with Kurt, they're actually trying to help a DM come up with a campaign. Neat. Chapter 3, Icewind Dales. Now I'm going to have to keep going in here because I didn't dog-ear my pages because I don't like doing that. Icewind Dale. they start off with trying to explain that what they're going for is survival horror. Monsters coming up from the Underdark while you battle Arctic environments. So the weather is part of the challenge. Cool. That's their intent. Kalimsham, the desert environment with all the Arabic influences thereof. Genies, giants. Okay, I can get that. The art, well, the art's not terrible. I mean, it's a matter of personal taste. So I'm not really going to weigh in on that. Yes, you have what looks like a tiefling, a dragonborn, and like an elf and such. Okay, whatever. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I'm not going to critique the art here. All right. Icewind Dale's Kalimsham. The Moonshae Isles, Baldur's Gate. I mean, they get 30, 40 pages each. So you really get these regions described to you. Yay, Baldur's Gate, you know. Look, a two-page map. So, of course, you're going to have some setting-specific magic items, setting-specific monsters in there too. 288 pages. As opposed to Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, which was 126, and it was called Comically Thin, whereas this is actually a full book. So, that is something you might want to look at if you're playing 5e, you want a Forgotten Realms setting for 5e, and you don't already have a whole stack of Forgotten Realms stuff laying around. One book, get your foot in the door at the very least. So, is it worth it? You know, if that's what you want to do, it actually is. So, I'm actually giving it a recommendation for Forgotten Realms Adventures in Fearun Dungeon Masters expansion. If that's what you want to do. Yes, I know I have some Castles and Crusades players. I have some fellow grognards who will say, oh, I'm not buying another dime from WotC. Cool. No, you don't have to. But just trying to be fair, because as much as I've criticized them when they've done wrong, I'll have to give them praise when they do right, and this one they did right. Trying to be honest here. Damn Kurt. Like and subscribe and buy some dice and stuff, please. But hey, have a good one out there. Out.